Video. Insane creator
The biggest
scam.
creators in the world are at the center of a scam, and I don't know if I should talk about it.
Some have been defrauded, others are associated, and most are plain embarrassed. But I don't want to get sued. I mean, what do you think I should?
I don't want to get sued. That is such a based answer. Holy.
Here, have a drink. And maybe
This video is
start at
great.
the
12
beginning.
out of 10.
Thanks.
I've never watched his videos. Or I mean, I watched a few from Almond, but
It started 2
pretty much
months
it.
ago. Hello, this is Coffeezilla.
I know who you are, and I've got something for you.
Tell me more.
Alright, well this is for sure a lie. There's no way you look that cool.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated the setting.
I do
a
like
bit,
his fit.
But I did get a call.
Hello?
Coffeezilla, I've got a scam for you. It's called
I got a scam for you.
huge influencers. Lies. People haven't been paid.
How much are we
People
talking?
getting paid.
Not sure. Rumors 5 mil, and some of the merchandise still hasn't
5
shipped.
million?
You interested?
Yeah, can I source you?
Nah, keep me anonymous on this one.
Now this sounds more like the coffee I know.
Yeah, you're missing the point. After getting this call and
Go ahead and you
finishing
enjoy
my very
yourself.
important business, I started digging around. But the same word kept cropping up.
So you have heard of Revolt. Can I put this on the record?
No, keep it anonymous.
All right, this is great info, but how do you feel about going public?
Sorry, keep my name out of it. Keep me anonymous, please.
Yeah, I can keep you anonymous, sure.
So what did
I
he
was hitting
find
the
out?
wall and I
Who
was
did he
getting
dig
frustrated.
up? Is
Little
it a
by
Mr.
little, though,
Beast
a picture
chocolates?
emerged. Not
Are they
fully
not
on the record,
chocolate?
not fully off. The voices of more than a dozen anonymous calls complaining about this one merch company, Revolt, run by a guy named Ryan Piacente.
Isn't he the guy who runs the Misfits?
Yeah,
It's actually all sawdust.
Believe me, they'll be involved later. The point is,
random
I was
junk
hearing
mixed
about this
together.
merch company, Revolt, and everyone said in 2019 through 2021, it was extremely successful, working
Ooh.
with everyone. And of course, in exchange
I've
for this
not
success,
seen these.
Revolt
I feel like sometimes sometimes there's just so much going on the internet that sometimes it feels like you're living in a cave because there's like so many things happening and things being sold and things being advertised. You just like block out half of it or most of it. Like I've never seen this company before.
happy to take a
Or
cut
these
of each of
shirts.
merch drops. In fact, I obtained some of Revolt's sales numbers from 2021, showing how much only 5 of their drops made. 20 million in revenue.
Whoa,
I mean, mind-blowing
that's a
numbers.
lot of money.
These creators, who I've hidden for privacy, made $12 million. Revolt, for their cut, should have made $4 million.
Now that is a mystery. How do you screw up such a business making so much money?
That's what I wanted to find out. Problem was, no one would go public.
Then you have nothing, right? Rumors, innuendo, maybe. But if no one will talk,
No, that's the thing that kills me about this story. Most of the creators did talk. Employees talked. Everyone behind the scenes, they couldn't stop talking. This is why I'm struggling with this story. If it was just off the record, I'd kill it. If everyone was on the record,
it's an easy
Hi,
story.
Sanguine.
right,
We're doing
but
good,
it's
buddy. How you
neither.
doing?
I'm in limbo.
Well, let's just get to what the accusations are then. Anonymously.
I was just getting to that. As I was saying, Revolt made huge profits, massive merch drops, but there was another side of things. Ryan Piacente had a spending problem. He took 6 private
dare,
jet
Dan.
trips in a month.
Excited for tomorrow?
Thousands of dollars every night on dinner. We have receipts for, by the way. They
Ooh.
spent $25,000 a week to rent a mansion in LA. And they rented a Ferrari for $20,000 for a week.
Dude, they're living
But the
life.
thing was, it wasn't really Ryan footing the bill. It was actually
Revolt.
right. Even as this company's raking in money, hand over fist, they were spending more than they could afford, which was brought up to Ryan as a problem.
So why aren't you a millionaire?
He spends money like a
way.
Did you always spend money like an idiot?
Yeah, I've always spent money like a. I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
Yikes.
That sounds bad. I never can get that mindset. I mean, I get the mindset of like making sure that everyone around you has a good time and enjoy yourself, and you're trying to like buy them something or pay the experience and stuff like that. But somebody that just keeps on throwing money all the way in the wall, like everywhere, just everywhere they can, I just don't get that mindset at all. So how I'm understanding this is that this dude is just using, he's not a millionaire. He doesn't have a lot of money, but that doesn't matter because he has a company that he just basically writes the check off. Oh, this is a company expense. So he can just buy anything the fuck he wants. Isn't that illegal?
That's it all? Is that it? Is that the scam?
No. You're getting ahead of me. Look, mind topping me off?
Sure. If it'll get you to spill the beans. So what else?
I like these skits. This is nice.
Well, the spinning part was just the start of it. At this point, Ryan's plan was described to me by a source who knew him as Creator A does a drop. Ryan would then spend a large chunk of that on private jets, Nobu, Balenciaga, and then Creator B does a drop, but Creator A still owed money. And so Ryan pays Creator A with Creator B's money.
I remember there was a streamer called Slicker that spent all of his money that did exactly this thing. The only problem is that the money he received, he spent that on gambling. And so Creator B over here never got any profit because there was no profit. So he just kept on taking from Creator B money, Creator C money, Creator D money, and it just went right into the bin.
Ponzi-ish, if you ask me. But the key here is that this works as long as each merch drop is bigger than the last. You can keep paying for everything. But Revolt was starting to have issues. According to former employees, Revolt had terrible logistics experience, which is okay when you sell 400 units, but when you sell 40,000 in one day, that's a problem. Not only that, Revolt is starting to pull in bigger and bigger talent, and these influencers are demanding bigger and bigger minimum guarantees. Ryan agrees, but things aren't like before. Some of those merch drops underperform. Now Revolt owes money not just to minimum guarantees, but they also were counting on these new merch drops to pay their older clients. So they start delaying payments.
Here we go.
That's right. For the first time, creators, they start actually posting about their experiences. Not off the record, publicly.
Honestly, it's actually a really nice t-shirt, like in like a chill way.
Thank you. We're not going to talk about the company I made it with because they stole everything from me.
So
just blatantly says it out there, like, yeah, they stole my money. Yep.
Okay, like I get they're a bad company. Can you put me on their send list, please? Just like for everyone. I'll take all their merch.
Dude, I'm not sure anyone will ever make merch with them again after recently.
It was finally happening. Big creators had started to talk about Revolt. Carl Jacobs said they're the worst people ever that just blatantly lie. Smosh founder Anthony Padilla says Revolt still hasn't paid me. It's been months. Now, I should say, for the record, that he eventually got his issue resolved. But underneath his post, another creator posted, Niachu, saying they haven't paid me either. Now, I called her, and for the first time in this case, I got a breakthrough.
I am Nikki Niachu. I'm a Twitch streamer, and Revolt owes me $300,000.
300?
That's so hard to hear. That's so unbelievable.
And it wasn't just her not getting paid. She explained that also people who ordered from her, some of them didn't even get their order.
After everything was shipped, first of all, a lot of people in Europe didn't get their merch. And I messaged them about it, and they said, yeah, we'll look into it. Never did. A lot of my friends who bought merch never received it.
That's why you shouldn't promise people stuff you aren't able to provide. I mean, if we're talking about a creator selling a shirt or selling a product, that's like the most common practice of selling things. Because the problem you run into is that you don't know how big of a stock you need to have. So I favor, it's a dissatisfaction to wait for products to be shipped to you in a later date after purchase. But it's kind of in favor of the sense that you are not going to run out of stock and you kind of get an idea of how many there is. So it's all, I kind of prefer the way if a creator or if somebody does it so that we're selling these shirts, buy them now, they're sold out in 10 days. And then you kind of know exactly how many shirts you need and how many you need to send out. I kind of prefer that over just like fucking, like, you know, just having a stock of a pre-made to like 1,000 shirts and then just sell 1,000, and now there's like 3,000 other people that really wants them. Because the thing you end up having is that you'll still always have this issue, but the thing is that if you have like a limited stock, you always have resellers. That's going to be an issue. And I remember that with OTK stock, like OTK sold like some sweaters and shirts and shit like that the first time, and they sold out in a minute, like a minute or two. They just went, all of them went out, and they had thousands of them, and they just went all out instantly, sold out. And you know what happened? As soon as people started receiving their stuff, they were right on like eBay. They were right on like sites, that third-party sites, selling them for even more. Stuff like that. So, you know, I think that kind of sucks. I kind of like the fact you have a duration. Yo, boys, you want to buy it? You buy it, and then you can get it whenever it's like ready. I kind of like that more. But only 300k. Why is she mad? Yeah, dude. I wish I wish somebody owed me 300k. Holy.
Yes.
These orders, which were in 2022,
yes,
have not been sent out or received.
yes.
Now, as bad as that sounds, as I looked closer, I realized this was common, really common. Delays, missing orders. Sometimes the order would just be wrong, like when they sent out a pin collection but forgot the pins. Now, because of this, an insider at Revolt told me that in December of 21, they had over 100,000 customer support tickets open for quality issues and items not being shipped. And that
is a
gets
lot.
us to the good part.
Jesus. 100k support tickets about quality.
And physics is just a suggestion. Comes a movie that punches logic in the face.
Are you ready for best pizza of life?
Ooh.
Bring friends down to Pepperoni Hug Spot.
Oh.
Our chefs make pizza with heart and special touch.
Tired of watching low-effort content? Then come on down to patreon.com/Coffeezilla. If you support high-effort investigations, you also get all these perks.
3 out
But
of
wait,
2 ads.
There's more. Imagine your name up in lights. It's a $50,000 value, and it also helps us make things, which is good too. Terms and conditions apply. Please read fine print for more details.
Okay, where were we? Can I get another drink, actually?
Yeah, I'll pour you another one.
Thanks. Remember that insider document I showed you earlier?
Yeah, made me want to sell merch.
What I didn't tell you is that it was all part of a pitch deck for Mr. Beast. See, Ryan Piacente had met Jimmy.
Oh, they're
kind of
cool, though.
To work with Revolt. So he creates this pitch deck.
I feel like creator merch is often like kind of like lame, but I think most of these look kind of like good. I hate anything with a logo on it, so if you remove the logos, I'd be more into it. But you know, it's a creator merch, so maybe it's better to have the logo there. I don't know. I think it looked
He wanted to
good.
convince him to work with Revolt. So he creates this pitch deck. You've seen the other creator sales numbers, but there were also ideas for Mr. Beast in there, like NFTs.
Claim your free
for
NFT.
merch. And there were also some financial projections. On their first drop together, Revolt claimed Mr. Beast would make $4 million. Across 3 years, $50 million in annual profit.
There's no way.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe the team was delusional enough to think it was possible, though. So I asked. According to insiders at the company, they actually met Jimmy and started discussing minimum guarantees and how Revolt would 10x his merch business over the next 2 years. But check this out. This being impossible was openly discussed by the Revolt team.
Oh no, they knew?
Yeah. And this is where things go from bad to worse.
So they lied.
So Mr. Beast gets this minimum guarantee deal to do his 100 million subscriber collection with Revolt, right? But Revolt doesn't sell like they claimed they would. It does revenue way below expected, meaning Revolt didn't hit their minimum guarantee.
So what do they do?
Well, this is where things dip into fraud, right? Our insider says, I assume this is when they decided to increase cost of goods, meaning Revolt charged Mr. Beast more for every item of clothing than he was actually paying for at the factory.
Huh?
That's a pretty huge accusation. Where's the evidence?
My question exactly. I got sent this.
What exactly am I looking at here?
What I just sent you is the pricing sheet from the Chinese factory, top left. You can see the invoice item says RVLT, meaning Revolt, MRB, Mr. Beast. There's unit order sizes and prices.
And what are these ink marks?
That's where changes were made. See, somebody wrote down next to the factory prices, new prices, higher prices.
Did you talk to Mr. Beast about this?
Well, nobody would talk on the record, but I confirmed that Revolt charged higher prices to their team like it says in ink. Revolt charged more per item than they were actually paying the Chinese factories, according to their own insiders.
That's
Who else did this
insane.
happen to?
That's the thing, we don't know. I asked around, and the closest I
At
got
least
was
it's
an
not just
answer
the
from a
customers
former
getting scammed.
employee. This person claims right as I was exiting the business,
Everybody's getting scammed.
The production manager said she could get the factories to write whatever she wanted on invoices.
Oh my
so
God.
it's definitely possible this happened more. It's hard to say. What I do know is when the money ran out, it all fell apart.
What do you mean?
Well, the merch business has a lot of middlemen. People who create the shirts warehouses, store it, fulfillment centers. The thing is, Ryan was running out of money for all of it. What is this? Misfits merch company going under. Earlier this year, the Salvation Army Arc Memphis received a donation of 100+ clothing items from Revolt Factory, the merch company. This ranges from Corpse Husband hoodies to Swagger Soul hoodies and other scuffed merch. With
Swagger
everything coming out
Soul.
about the Misfits quietly shutting down, it makes sense that they were selling and donating old stock.
They donated it?
Basically, from what I heard, the storage fees weren't paid on time to the fulfillment center, so they donated people's clothing to get rid of it. So not only are people not getting their merch on time, some of it is literally randomly sitting on eBay because Revolt didn't pay their bills on time.
Wow.
I assume you reached out to Ryan Piacente about all this, though, right?
Yeah, multiple times. And we might have talked, but he ghosted me when the next wave of accusations came.
Then I think it's time to go public about this. Wait, did you say there's more accusations?
I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
You're a psychopath. Actually, or maybe a sociopath.
You're all just fucking saying he's nuts.
You have that is a character you have though.
Ryan, the manager of Misfits, is a predator? Is Ryan the manager of Misfits? Okay.
Welcome back to the $10 million studio. I
How
was
do we get to
investigating
Predator?
what I thought was a case of financial fraud, but what happened next made it also a case of YouTube's own version of Harvey Weinstein. And I don't mean to say that to
What?
exaggerate the severity of the accusations you're about to hear. I do say it to convey the seriousness, similarities, and signal that the following is disturbing. Now, if that sounds a little too graphic, I understand if you need to click off the video. We normally don't cover these types of allegations. However, I felt that given we found this halfway through the investigation, we couldn't ignore it. See, it all started last year when there was a serious allegation about Ryan Piacente being a predator. It was made by an insider at the Misfits, the YouTubers that Ryan managed, and this guy went by Peckett. These allegations range from being coerced into inappropriate acts, witnessing Ryan perv on his employees in the shower, break into clients' phones to search for private photos, take advantage of men who he has given way too much alcohol and drugs, and a lot more. Now, when this way too much
Bro,
alcohol
what the
and drugs,
fuck?
and a lot more. Now, when this accusation first came out, and at the start of me investigating, there wasn't much in the way of proof. The only thing verifiable was that Ryan encouraged others to get trashed, which we know because the Misfits themselves talked about it.
So funny compared to like now when that's just the norm. Like people get f***ed up all the time.
Yeah.
No, he's just the one encouraging everyone else to.
Yeah.
Now, besides this piece of
Look at his
He's just
face.
the one encouraging everyone else to.
Yeah.
Bro, he was like, oh, shut the fuck up. Dude, he's mad. Oh,
Now,
Lord.
besides this piece of evidence, there wasn't much else
His
in the
mood
way of
completely
corroborating
switched there.
evidence until October, when two more stories came out that had very similar stories to the original, and I knew we had to take them very seriously. In one story, a guy who was between 18 and 19 was told by Ryan, quote, he saw potential in me before being assaulted in the shower.
I'm gonna be honest. Why do none of these people ever go to the police, like, or do anything else? Why is it always Twitter?
Other guy was in their early
it's not
20s.
fine,
He told the story of
bro.
how he was invited to a party with the Misfits, a YouTuber group he liked. But in order to get in the house, he was forced to inhale a substance as a condition of entry. Later, extremely intoxicated, he was also assaulted by Ryan Piacente in the shower. Now, let me remind
Just
you.
because you're both boys, man. The man is intoxicating you and you're getting her like fucking assaulted, harassed, whatever. Like, just go to the police. Leave. I don't understand why you need a twit longer to share this information. Go to law enforcement. I never get that with a lot of these cases. It's very odd to me. Like, it's fucked up. Like, somebody's doing illegal things to you. Like, people are like degrading you. Like, come on.
All are allegations. But let me also tell you that 4
Why are
other
you letting
people
that
have
go
come
by
forward
using a twit
who know
longer?
Ryan
What?
and
I don't get it.
corroborated his character. One person says,
Do both.
one day I'll tell my Ryan P story, but for now I'll just say this. This rabbit hole goes deep. This person has
They
been
don't always
abusing
chase the
his
case.
power
They
and
never
money
start
for
the case.
years.
That's the
trail
problem.
of victims that follow this man is staggering. Another
So they
says,
wanna
I've known
speak.
Ryan since we were 16. He was always a weird, pervy dude from the start.
Jesus.
Billy says Ryan P has been a disgusting individual for years. Personally, I've seen him do very questionable things. Yet another says Ryan P is a master manipulator. I myself was manipulated by him for far too long. But that's not all, that's just what's public. Behind the scenes, I began to receive much more. One guy told me Ryan offered to fly him out and give him $5,000 to cover work. He showed me receipts of this
Hi,
payment from
Ryu.
Ryan. He then told
Happy
me
holidays,
I
buddy.
end up going and it's all good for the first few hours, but when I went to the bathroom, he followed me and without going into detail, assaulted me when I clearly was extremely uncomfortable. Now, this story specifically has a
Jesus.
thread we're going to follow because there's numerous allegations Ryan would use money to coerce people into situations they wouldn't otherwise do, like paying this guy $5,000 to come over for work. Or more commonly, he'd pay creators who were struggling for explicit photos of themselves. People sent me emails they'd get notifying them of Twitter DMs from Ryan asking for explicit photos, along with accompanying payments from Ryan.
You mean the police?
The
What?
reason I'm telling you about
That's
all this
nuts.
is not only that it demonstrates this behavior was happening and provides
Ryan
a
needs
financial
prison
paper trail,
time?
but some of
100%.
it dovetails into fraud. Because as I started asking for some of these financial
That
documents,
is
I
wild,
found
dude.
that
That doesn't
Ryan
make
would often not
sense.
just pay people from personal accounts. He would use business accounts to pay for these things, specifically the Misfits business account.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the beloved YouTuber group people supported through Patreon,
No
merch,
idea,
through a
actually.
podcast. Turns out their company accounts were being used in part to pay for explicit photos of some of the fans of the show.
Bro, that's so weird. This is so nasty. What?
Shown these payments, and the question is, why even do this?
Yeah.
To write it off your taxes? No matter the reason, this is like some...
Isn't this public though? Like, if you're writing it off your taxes like that, I don't know. It turns public. I don't get it.
weird
It's so
form
weird.
of fraud. It's not the kind that I normally like to talk about. But who uses their business account for this? We also need to talk about what happened in April of 2016.
Is that fucking like that politician that in America that used the money of Congress to buy OnlyFans, like pay for OnlyFans? Like, it's like, where did he think this was a good idea? Like, why?
16 as well. When Ryan asked a fan, "Can we get married?"
The fuck?
When
Oh,
she
yeah,
told
it's
him
true.
she
It's a
was
thing.
16, he said, "Come
He got
back in
kicked
2
out.
years," which would be when she was 18. But 1 year later, Ryan reached back out, saying this, quote, "I retweeted your selfie. Do I get nudes?" She replies, "That's illegal." He says, quote, "Don't worry, I ain't no snitch." Now, I asked the person who gave me these if she thought he was joking. At the
I
time, she responded,
retweeted your
"No,
picture. Do
think
I
it's
get
legit
nudes?"
Because it happened a lot on Snapchat. And he fully, tried to give me money
What a
to
thing
do
to
it.
say, dude.
Now, this
Holy.
once again corroborates the creepy behavior we've seen from Ryan Piacente in the past. So, for those of you who have been counting, we now have 5 independent accusations. Some anonymous, some fully on the record. We have multiple
What if I say
forms
that?
of
Do you
evidence.
send me news
First-hand
audio?
accounts, DMs,
Yeah, sure, dude.
payment processing receipts,
What the
and we
fuck,
have
dude?
4 independent character
Jesus.
testimonies from people who claim to know Ryan. Now, as always, I've tried to reach out to Ryan to get his
Addy,
side
I
of the
won't tell,
story
I swear.
7 times
Yeah.
over 2 months, and have
Go
gotten
retweet
nothing in the
everything.
way of an explanation. The last I heard, he was spotted at an airport, and we have no idea of his whereabouts since.
I'm gonna be honest, if I ever got that message, I would be like, yeah, man, can you just retweet these things as well so I can keep on, you know, I'm gonna make an album for you. And then it's like, yeah. And then I'll just send them every tweet I do for like every day and just keep on like, can you retweet this? Can you this? Like if I gained anything out of it, I just keep spamming it. And then whenever they ask for the album, I'm like, yeah, man, but can you just retweet this first? And then until they stop, I'll just block them.
This investigation has been exhausting, honestly, both emotionally and just to carry all the details in my heads of all the accusations, the whistleblowers. So
I
imagine for
liked
you
your
it's been
last
kind of
video. Can I
confusing as
get
well.
some?
So I want to summarize this piece so we don't miss
Dude,
anything.
it's so stupid.
There's really 2 sides to the story.
fucked
We have
up things
Revolt,
to
the
say.
company, and Misfits, a YouTuber group. In one, Ryan is basically accused of running a Ponzi-type merch company where he spent too much money and needed bigger and bigger merch drops to pay off
Attilleed
debts and
this.
minimum guarantees. When that didn't work,
I know, I
he
thought you
resorted
did,
to
buddy.
faking invoices to
Happy
creators like
holidays.
MrBeast to increase cost of goods, while being so bad at logistics that even when creators got paid, their fans received their merch late, the wrong merch, or no merch at all. And occasionally, creators' merch would just...
Would you buy like a blanket
cost of goods, while
of
being
a
so
creator's
bad at logistics
face?
that even when creators got paid, their fans received their merch late.
Like, look at this shit. Who is this? Schlatt? Like, who is this? It is Schlatt. Would you buy a blanket of a creator's face? That is funny. That is so funny. I love that. I would never have this, but this is so funny. Maybe if it's yours. Yeah, but I'm fucking anime, dude. I'm a VTuber. That's a little bit different. I mean, that could be something funny, like blanket VTuber. Oh yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny to do, actually.
The wrong merch, or
Body
no merch at
pillow,
all.
yeah.
And occasionally, creators' merch would just get donated to charity, so that's fun too. And that's just part 1. Then you have the Misfits, where Ryan used his proximity to fame and money to abuse a series of guys and girls through a pattern of grooming, intoxication,
Jesus.
and then assault, usually
this a
involving
wild
a shower
boy.
somewhere. The damage this man has
Put
done
him in
is
a
hard to
cage. What is
calculate
going
because
on?
It's not just a financial number on a spreadsheet. People have stopped creating content because of Ryan.
Addy
Others
body
have
pillow
had
would be
mental
5
health
at move.
breakdowns.
Maybe
And
next
it's
year.
past time we warn people about him so no one else gets hurt.
Be funny.
Thank you for watching and supporting through viewing, subscribing, checking out the Patreon. I'm so indebted to this community, and I will see you in 2024.
That was a great video. That guy is some wild boy that needs to be put in jail. Like, I don't know, that's like fraud. It's a lot of like harassment. There's so many different things going on here. Addy boob. Oh no, have you seen Shoto's like boob pad? It's just like his ass cheeks. That is like a genius move for male VTubers. That was a good ass video. I love this video so much. This was really good. This guy is kind of fucked up. I hope that, I mean, Coffeezilla can put light on things and he can make it entertaining. He can inform people about it. But in the end of the day, accusations needs actions. The one that have been inflicted. The people, the IRS, the people just need to look into this and handle it. Because if this guy is just going to keep being a wild boy, keep scamming, keep harassing people, keep assaulting people, doing his own thing, it's never going to stop. He's just going to keep on doing it. So somebody got to take a step and report it to authorities and etc. So they actually should get a hold of it and control the situation, because this is just stupid. But I find it often more tragic to hear that, like, it's always sad to hear that somebody has gone through this. Like, most of the time, I kind of hope that whenever somebody makes like a tweet longer and stuff like that, it's a lie, because that means that this never happened. They were never attacked, they were never assaulted. This situation never happened, and it's just all fiction. But whenever these things are true, they should 100% go straight to the authorities just so that he doesn't hurt any more people. I'm glad this seems to be 4th on trending at the moment. That's big ass video, pretty good. I gotta watch more Coffeezilla. That is fun. Let's see, what do I want to watch now? Addy Boopan. There are so many merch ideas that would be so fun to do. And the best thing about it is that I have a friend that can do all of the merch stuff. Like he makes all the merch and stuff like that. My previous editor, Sarah, can 100% do all of the merch stuff, which would be fun. I want a not safe for work body pillow, unironically. Body pillows should not be safe for work. You should have one side that is safe for work and the opposite side is meant to be non-safe for work. Isn't that like the whole point of it? I thought that was essentially the entire point of body pillows, that you have one like that is like dressed up and the other one is completely like you know, wild. I thought that was the entire point of it. All right, what do I want to check out now? People make fake sexual assault claims can ruin people's lives, for example. Yeah, but they can. They do. Most of the time they do actually ruin people's lives. But I'm just saying that there are so many sexual assault claims, and often I want to believe it until proven. I don't want to believe it until proven guilty, because there's so many fake ones. But like, if I knew somebody and they claimed anything bad happening to them, you know, I would obviously be on there defending their case instantly. Like, that's just like, if you know somebody, that's a different case. But whenever it's a random individual on the internet, you don't know if it's true or not. But oftentimes, like, those things can either hurt the creator they are going against, saying that they did something bad, or like they might be true, and they should most of the time then just go straight to the authorities and not be on the internet. Obviously, after they have been to the authorities, you should tell the world that this guy is a piece of shit, or this girl is a piece of shit. This individual is he is a being. They are a being that should be people should stay away from. But you should definitely not take Twitter as your first source of action. You should call the police. You should call the authorities. Like, that's honestly it. And you get rid of them. Like, that's really it.